Welcome to today's topic, the five sense organs. Without these incredible organs, we wouldn't be able to experience the world around us in the same way. So let's dive in and explore each of them in detail. First up, let's talk about sight. Our eyes are responsible for processing visual information and sending it to our brain. The eye is made up of several layers, including the cornea, pupil, lens, retina, and optic nerve. The cornea is the outermost layer of the eye, and it helps focus light as it enters the eye. The pupil is the small opening in the center of the iris, which changes size depending on the amount of light present. The lens inside the eye helps focus light onto the retina, which contains specialized cells called photoreceptors that convert light into electrical signals. These electrical signals are then transmitted to the brain via the optic nerve, where they're interpreted as visual information. Our brain uses this information to create our perception of the world around us. Next up, let's talk about hearing. Our ears are responsible for processing sound waves and sending them to our brain. The ear consists of three main parts: the outer ear, middle ear, and inner ear. The outer ear collects sound waves and directs them into the middle ear, where they're amplified by three tiny bones called ossicles. The sound waves then reach the inner ear, where they're converted into electrical signals that are sent to the brain. These electrical signals are interpreted by our brain as sound, allowing us to hear and understand music, speech, and other sounds. Now let's move on to smell. Our nose is responsible for detecting odor molecules in the air and sending them to our brain. The nose contains specialized cells called olfactory receptors that bind to these molecules and send signals to the brain. The brain processes these signals and interprets them as specific smells or odors. This is why we can distinguish between different fragrances and scents. Taste is a fascinating sense. Our tongue contains taste buds with specialized cells called taste receptors that detect chemicals in food and drinks. These receptors send signals to the brain, which interprets them as specific tastes. We have five basic tastes: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami. Our brain combines these tastes with other sensory information, like texture and temperature, to create our perception of flavor. Let's talk about touch. Our skin contains nerve endings that detect various types of stimuli, such as pressure, temperature, texture, and vibration. These nerve endings send signals to the brain, which interprets them as specific sensations. We can feel pain when our skin is damaged or irritated, but we can also enjoy pleasurable sensations like touch and massage. And finally, let's talk about balance. Our vestibular system is responsible for detecting changes in balance and spatial orientation. It consists of three semicircular canals and the otolith organs in our inner ear. When we move or change position, our vestibular system sends signals to our brain that help us maintain balance and equilibrium. This is why we don't get dizzy when we spin around or walk on uneven ground. The five sense organs are truly amazing organs that allow us to experience and interact with the world around us. Thanks for joining me on this journey through sensory exploration.